Hey everyone! I thought I would film a vlog just to show the books that I received for Christmas, because I got quite a few, and a bunch of them were from my wish list. Actually, most of them were from my wish list, so that is awesome! So without further ado, here are the books I received. Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge. This one has been on my wish list for a while now. And I know that there have been a lot of mixed reviews, but some people love it and really strongly recommend it, so I'm hoping I will fall on that side. And this is, of course, a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. And Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite fairy tales, so yeah, I'm excited to get into this one. Miss Bunkle's Book by D.E. Stevenson. This one is supposed to be sort of a charming story about a bunch of small town characters, and basically the main character is writing this book. She's Miss Bunkle, and she's writing this book because she is not doing well financially and she has to make some money. So she decides to write all about the people in her town. But then what happens to the characters in her book starts actually happening in real life. So yeah, it just sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. The Winter's Kiss by Marie Koski. This is the third and final book in the Winter's Curse trilogy. I have read the first two, and now I actually have read this one as well already. And yeah, I'm really glad I have the full series on my shelves. The Midnight Queen by Sylvia Hunter. Again, this is one that I've had on my wish list for a little while now. This is some sort of kind of like a magical college story, and I think there are two main characters, a guy and a girl. The guy is at Merlin College, it's magical college, right? And he goes along with four other students, and they end up going on this mysterious errand that ends in death. So he's sent away in disgrace and without any trace of his power. And so he has to spend the summer, I guess, getting supervised by his professor, and he meets his professor's daughter, who is secretly learning magic, studying it against her father's wishes because women aren't supposed to be educated in magic in this world. And so then once they meet, other things start happening, and yeah, I don't know, it sounds good. It sounds like it has this sort of blend of magic and fantasy and sort of society of manners kind of story that I really enjoy. The Wild Girl by Kate Forsyth. I have read Bitter Greens by Kate Forsyth, which was a retelling of Rapunzel, and I was really impressed by it. It was really detailed and descriptive and very fleshed out, and it kind of told the story of the author of one of the versions of Rapunzel, and her life in France, as well as the actual story. Anyway, so this one is another by that author. This one is about the Brothers Grimm and this girl who falls in love with one of them, and sort of what's going on in Germany at that time. And I really want to get my hands on her retelling of Beauty and the Beast, but I don't think it's available in the North American market yet, unfortunately. Shadow Study by Maria V. Schneider. This is the first in the second series about Yelena. The first was Poison Study, and I really enjoyed Poison Study, and then I kind of skimmed the other two in the series, I think. They didn't grab me in the same way. But I have read that this one is sort of more of a return to the Poison Study kind of feel. Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, of course. I already had a copy of Jane Eyre, and that would be this copy, but as you can see, it's not a very attractive cover. I don't like it, so I really wanted one that was a nicer cover, more aesthetically pleasing. So I saw this one on Book Outlet, and so I asked my mom to get it for Christmas, and she did, and it is beautiful. Yeah, I really love the atmospheric feel that it gives out. This little lantern that she has is actually kind of like metallic gold shine on it there, which is wonderful. The inside flaps, again, very atmospheric. The castle, kind of. And then the back has Jane as a young girl. And then it has these sorts of pages, whatever those are called. Yeah, so I'm very happy with that. The Summer of Chasing Mermaids by Sarah Rockler. I've read some other books by Sarah Rockler. Some I liked more than others. I think my favorite of hers is still 20 Boy Summer. But I like the whole idea of one of the characters being mute, I believe, especially since I'm a speech-language pathologist, so that really plays into my area of interest. And on the theme of speech-language pathology, I also got Speaking in Tongues by Carla J. And this book is by a speech-language pathologist, and it's about a speech-language pathologist. This young woman from San Francisco moves to Pennsylvania, I believe, and looking for her birth parents, and then she meets all these very memorable characters in like the backwoods of Pennsylvania, and yeah, she happens to be an SLP. So that's really cool for me because there's so few books out there with speech-language pathologists as characters. So yeah, I put that on my wish list and got it. So all of those were gifts from my parents that I had requested. And then my mom also got me a few books that she picked out that are kind of nonfiction books. So she got me The Anxiety Toolkit, Strategies for Fine-Tuning Your Mind and Moving Past Your Stuck Points. And I've taken a look at this, and it actually looks really well done, very practical, and definitely coming from a perspective of cognitive behavioral therapy, that kind of approach, which, given my background in psychology, I know is one of the best approaches generally for anxiety. Surprise! Embrace the Unpredictable and Engineer the Unexpected by Tanya Luna and Leanne Renninger. And this one, it's kind of funny, the cover, because if you fold this off, then you've got that hiding underneath, and it's upside down, right? So you need to flip it around, and it'll show you the title there. So it's a surprise! And I've also taken a quick look at this one, and it really seems like it's looking at the psychology of being surprised and sort of what kind of effect that can have on your life. And I tend to not like surprises and don't tend to engineer the unexpected very often, so perhaps this book will help me give that a chance. And then she got me A Jane Austen Education, How 6 Novels Taught Me About Love, Friendship, and the Things That Really Matter. And this is written by a guy. So it's a guy who's actually read a bunch of Jane Austen and is talking about the effect that it had on his life, which is pretty cool. So I'm interested to see what he has to say about it. And last, I have Grumpy. Moodles are doodles with the power to change your mood. So this looks like a fun book. I do like to doodle. And this looks like a fun book where it kind of provides you with different sort of prompts, I guess, for you to doodle that might kind of improve your mood. And then this next book I did not get as a Christmas gift, but we recently went to this pantomime of Beauty and the Beast, and they had a few shelves of books there that were just free, that you could just take, because they're the traveling books. So you can go online to bookcrossing.com and enter the number, and then it'll show up that you have this book, and then when you feel like you don't want it anymore, you could leave it somewhere and someone else finds it, that kind of idea. So there wasn't very much there that I was interested in, but I did pick up an Anthology of Verse. So this is sort of a book with a whole bunch of different kinds of poems, classic poems. I think it's intended for senior high school students, but I like some poetry and it was free. So I decided, why not? It definitely has some poems in here I was already familiar with and some that are new to me, so that's pretty good. The last item of book-related stuff is Mockingjay Part 2. I had every other DVD in the series, so finally I have the complete set. So, yay! I love Hunger Games. Oh, there's another bookish item, and that is a snitch necklace. My sister gave this to me. And what's even cooler about it is that it opens up and there's a clock inside. How cool is that, hey? I went to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them with my sister, and I wore my snitch, and it was pretty awesome. Yeah, so I'm happy about that. Very cool gift. So thanks very much to my parents and my sister for all of these bookish gifts. I hope you guys had a wonderful book-filled Christmas, and you can let me know what books you got in the comments. Bye!